Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be sharing with you how I was able to recreate the dress on the left for myself. And guys, this dress came out so beautiful, and it's the fabric, it's the style and everything for me. If you know you're yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell for notifications. So guys, make sure you keep on watching this video to get every bit of the details. Thank you so much and keep on watching. So to make the skirt part of this dress, I'll start by drilling out a start point which will serve as my waist. And guys, for the top part of this dress, I have a video that I'll be linking in the description box or the comment section, so please make sure you watch that video also. So now from my waist to my hip point is 8.5 inches, and I'll be marking that on this pattern paper. So the next thing I'll be marking is my waist to my knee point, which is 24 inches. Then mark your desired full length. So my table is not so big, and that is why I could not show the full part of this paper. So I'm trying to label these, and I'll label the top part waist, I'll label the second line hip and my knee, and the last part of the paper is going to serve as the ankle of my dress. So I'll just label that and keep on marking my measurements. So on the waistline, I'm going to take my round waist divided by 4 and mark it on that point. Then I'll also add 1 inch for that, and I'll mark 1 extra inch for the sewing. So moving on the hip line, I'm going to mark my hip measurement divided by 4, but I'll be subtracting 1 inch. So please make sure you keep on watching this video, because I'll be explaining that at the back pattern when I'm drafting the back pattern. So please add 1 inch for your sewing allowance. So to get the knee measurement, I'll just be transferring what I have there and subtract 1 inch, and I'll place that on the knee line. So this depends on how pencil you want your skirt to be. So if you do not want your skirt to pencil, you can just make use of 1/2 inch. So whatever I have on the knee line, I'll take out 1/4 inch and mark it on the ankle area. So the next thing I need to do is to take in my darts, and I'll be marking my nipple to nipple measurement. Then for the front dart, you can make yours 4 inch or 4.5 inches. The front dart is usually shorter than the back dart. So I'll connect that, and I would be marking 1/2 inch on both sides. So this is the reason why I marked 1 inch for the dart allowance while marking my measurements. So after doing that, I'll just connect all the marks I have made on this pattern, and this will serve as my skirt pattern, which I'll be placing on my fabric to cut. Please don't forget that this pattern is going to be placed on a fold while cutting. That means the fabric will be placed on a fold before you cut. And now to the back pattern, I'm going to transfer all the lines I have on the front pattern to the new paper I have. Please make sure your back pattern is wider with about 3 inches, at least 3 inches. So once that is done, I'm just going to label the back pattern as the same way I did for the front. And now the 3 inches I made mention of, I would just be taking notes on this paper and separating it from the other part of the pattern. So every measurement I'll be taking will start from that point, the 3 inch point. And so I would measure my round waist measurement divided by 4, add 1 inch for that and 1 inch for sewing allowance. And at the hip area, I will divide my hip measurement by 4 and mark that. I'll also add 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Please take note, I did not deduct any inch from my round hip measurement. So at the knee area, I will just be repeating the same process, the same thing I did on the front pattern. And now to replace the 1 inch I took on the front pattern, I'll be coming to the hip line and I'll mark 1 inch like that. Please take note of what I'm doing and you're going to understand. So I'll go down from the hip line by about 7 inches and I'll mark that point. Then I would connect that 1 inch to the point below, as well as connect it to my waist, to the top line, which is my waistline. So if you do not do this, your fabric is going to be short with about 2 inches. Your hip measurement would not align and it will be shorter. So the next thing I'm doing is to mark my zip allowance, and I'll be using 1 inch for my zip allowance. So mark that to the bottom part of this skirt. This is going to serve as a zip allowance as well as the slit opening. So once that is done, the back pattern is also ready. And like I said, these fabrics are to be placed on fold while cutting. Don't forget to place them on fold. So before I forget, the back pattern will also have a dart, and I'll be taking the measurement from that 3 inch mark. Just create a dart like I did in the front, at the front pattern. The only difference between the front and the back pattern is that the back pattern is a little bit longer. So after placing this on my fabric, this is what I have for the front. And as you can see, it's on a fold. And at the dart area, I gave it a notch so that it is easy to sew. Then I added the remaining inches I could not get on my pattern paper to get my desired full length. And now for the back pattern, I just placed it the same way it looks on the pattern. So for your lining, make sure your lining is shorter by 1.5 to 2 inches. So the thing about cutting your lining piece is that your lining is the actual full length of your skirt, because by the time you fold the under, by the time you sew by 1/2 inch and you take out your fabric, you're going to have something that looks like this, which means that your fabric is going to be shorter. So take note of that while cutting your lining. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video to this point, and if you found this video useful or you learned anything new in this video, do not hesitate to give this video a thumbs up as well as subscribe to my channel. It is absolutely free to subscribe, so what are you waiting for? See you in my next video. Thank you so much and bye.